Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Monday, top of the morning. Welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show, and welcome back to almost the last week of Cimmerian September. I'm doing my best to blaze through these books. I went a little out of order because I had already read Red Nails, and so I'm going to backtrack to Pool of the Black One from The Sword of Conan, and that will finish up this book for this series. This story takes place in the Baccaran Isles in the Western Sea. Conan has fled his former compatriots and has now managed to find his way aboard a ship called the Wastrel. The captain, Zaporavo, a mean-spirited but competent pirate captain, and Conan manages to talk his way aboard and not get, just outright ganked by the captain and crew, and eventually, becomes a member of the crew. The captain's got a floozy. I'm just going to call her a floozy. Sorry. Just hanging on the poop deck, just lounging around while the crew, a bunch of, shifty pirates are slaving away, and the captain's, doing his thing, and she's just lounging on deck. Kind of weird, but we'll get back to that in a minute. Conan, does his thing, and the crew love him, and eventually they find an island. And the captain's hoping to find some lost city or treasure, captain stuff. And unfortunately, the crew, while they're, on shore, find these trees with, I want to say it's like a yellow golden fruit, and they gorge themselves on them. Of course, the fruit is not toxic, but knocks their butts right out. They're all unconscious. The captain's like, what's going on? Goes to investigate. Conan follows him, and of course, the girl eventually follows as well, half naked onto a strange island. And of course, Conan finds the captain in the jungle and murders him. Which I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. He literally sure it was a duel of sorts, but there was no challenge whatsoever. He just murders him. Could have left him there and just said, I'm taking your ship and your girl and we're out of here, but no. Then the girl, she gets kidnapped by a strange race of jet black, golden-eyed, I want to say about 8 foot tall humanoids with, rippling muscles and perfect everything except their evil demonic faces and golden eyes. They grab her. He rescues her, and in doing so, they take her to this strange, otherworldly city again with lots of circular courts. One of these circular courts has the pool, the aforementioned Pool of the Black One, where they have captured some of the crew, if not all of the crew, and first that he witnesses them. I think this is just to show what the pool does before doing it to the crew. But the crew, the humanoids have this young boy, and their leader starts playing this flute and making the boy do this really wicked sort of dance that shows his innermost desires and weirdness, and it's a humiliating sort of repugnant sort of dance, and then when they're done with that, they toss him in the pool, to where the pool shrinks him down to kind of like a shrunken head kind of thing, except it shrinks him down, body and everything, into like a perfectly, miniaturized statue of himself made out of like his bone. He's just shrunk down, and they put it on a shelf with thousands of other victims, to show off what the pool does and to alert everybody, hey, you don't want to go in the water. And of course, Conan, as he sees the crew being hauled in for the same sort of treatment, manages to, with the help of Sancha the floozy, they sort of rescue the crew, wake them up, and get them to fight the humanoids. And Conan kills the leader, and then, in the last dying gasp of, retribution, the leader activates the pool, and it starts doing this geyser thing that threatens to flood the entire island and do the same thing to everybody, as a sort of, act of revenge. And then there's a chase and an escape, and things happen. And yeah, that's pretty much the Pool of the Black one. Another really, really weird one, where Howard seems to be really embracing the weirdest concept that he can come up with. Just having that one really, really weird concept, that being the pool and the shrinking. And it was really an interesting story, but it was also kind of... I really didn't like the way Conan just offed the captain without, it really seemed that he planned to just kill him, and it was kind of premeditated murder kind of thing. Sure, he gave him a chance to fight, but it was just like, just to steal the ship and take the crew and the woman. It's kind of not what I'm used to from Conan. He usually seems to be a little bit better sort and waits for someone else to do something, and then he would kill him. Not like, you read it for yourself. You guys get back to me. Let me know. Not Conan's finest moment. Sure, he does all the other good things that you expect him to do, but the way Howard wrote it, maybe it was just my interpretation of it, but let me know what you think. And as you noticed in the thumbnail, I'm showing off the next book in the series, which takes place right after Red Nails. It talks about how Conan loses Valeria, and this isn't the full-length novel, but it's the next one in the series, The Hour of the Dragon, or Conan the Conqueror. And I'll be reading both simultaneously, but this way I can get you the next couple of stories, which include The Jewels of Gwalar, Beyond the Black River, that one's a gut-wrencher, The Treasure of Tranikos, The Phoenix on the Sword, which, as we all know, is the very first Conan story he wrote, but these are more or less in chronological order. And then The Scarlet Citadel, this one was 1953. There's a weird bit of information all over the internet, like one of the books, I don't even think I have that one, that comes before all of these, or maybe it's the Tales of Conan, but there's the order that came out and the order that they should be read in, and I'm trying to read them in the order that they happen so that I can get a better feel of Conan's life. King Conan is the one I'm reading, then Conan the Conqueror, then the Tales of Conan, which I think I was supposed to read first, but it didn't make any sense. But we'll get to it as we go along for the rest of this month. We've only got about 9 days left, and I still have to get through the Conan comic books, Savage Sword of Conan, and if I'm lucky, I'll be able to hit the King Conan omnibus, but that's the last one that I'll be able to do. I'm also going to try and do a very special Red Sonja episode, because there's a Red Sonja, something Red Sonja out there that most people probably aren't familiar with. Good luck finding it for a decent price, but it's out there, it's available, And if you're, a big fan of Red Sonja like most of us are, then you might want to look at it and get back to me. But that's what I got for you this morning. I will be back tomorrow with 2 special episodes, and then we'll get on with the rest of the week. You guys have a great one, and until next time, happy trails.